Well, Big V, Big Vinny, Vinny K, VK. I love myself a VK drink when I was 13. Love myself a VK. Vincent Kompany, a man of the people, serial winner, been there, done that, leader of men, the biggest of football matches, winning Premier Leagues. Well, ignore the Champions League, okay? It doesn't exist. And it won't exist. So it'll be fine.
Yo, do you play FIFA 22?
Yeah.
Is your team bang average?
You absolute pathetic piece of...
You saying that to the viewers?
No, obviously.
Ah, okay.
I mean you.
Do you face teams like this?
You can't keep getting away with it!
Do you know there's a way to get coins?
Why are you shouting at me?
Then go to userbuy.com for the cheapest and most reliable place to buy your coins on FIFA 22. Link is down below in the description, and also use code Vizeh at checkout to get a discount.
Now, of course, there'll be lots of people going in about big old Vinny K here. And the way that I see it, it is the perfect representation of exactly where Burnley should be going into. A complete refresh. A complete restart. Fresh face, fresh ideas, fresh transfer policy, a completely new look to the stadium, and a completely new outlook to how the club is seen across in the world. For many, many years, Burnley are seen as Brexit Burnley, and being seen as that, you know, we are just like the football club that can only score off set pieces, and that's why would anyone want to go to Burnley? And that actually has a lot more weight than you think. Players talk. Like, players talk a lot. And with players, what they do is that they all have a group chat, in their several million group chats, and when there's a conversation of potentially they may join a new team, if Burnley's in there, do you think that's a team that they want to go to? No! Back in the Sean Dyche era, that is a main issue that Burnley has had for many years. That really, we are not an appealing club to the general population because of how we are seen in terms of how we have the personnel, the way that we play. Like, we aren't a marketable club, essentially. And that really harms us in terms of who can actually come to us. Because I've been there and done that. I've seen us linked to 1 million players. But if there's any other club linked with that player, then they just do not come to Burnley. If it's because of financial reasons, because we can't afford the right wages, okay? If it's because of the fact that it is just Burnley and they want to play better football, so they go to an Aston Villa, for example, or for Leeds, or even for Brentford, because as well, London is a massive factor. I've seen this happen before, that a player would rather go to QPR in the Championship or go to Burnley in Prem. They would rather go to QPR because it's in London. That is a thing that has happened before. I've seen it happen. So we could talk into what he's done in Belgium, the way that he plays, and is this a smart choice? Now, of course, people say that the main, let's go through the main negative here, and the main negative is lack of experience. Okay, the man has been he's been a manager for 3 years now, or 2.5 years, I believe, and he's been coached at Anderlecht for that length of time. When he first joined, they were 8th in the table, and that, as far as I'm aware, they were in a good amount of financial turmoil. The average squad age is 22.8. It's a very, very young team. Since he joined from 8th, they've got into a 4th place finish and a semi-final and a 3rd place finish and also a cup final, right? Now, you may say that's not that much of an improvement in Belgium League, and I guess it is kind of hard to really compare the Belgium League to what it'll do in Championship. Now, of course, this is what people need to remember. Vincent Kompany was our main man alongside Katil Knutson when we were in the Premier League, and that was the plan for if we stayed up. That the plan, if we stayed up, was to go and get Vincent Kompany. Now, honestly, when we got relegated, we all kind of thought that, okay, that's the hope of Vincent Kompany going, because to be fair, what can we really offer him if he can't get Premier League? And whatever's happened behind the scenes, he clearly sees something that he can do at Burnley. Now, this is what has really impressed me the most, right? And this is what gives me some great satisfaction, is the fact that in the last week, there has been a lot, and I mean a lot. I mean, me, no one ever really spoke about Burnley when we were 7th place in the league and qualifying for European competition, but suddenly we go down and that suddenly every single journalist and media source is going in on us about our financial ruins. We could be another Sunderland, they could go to administration. That's all I've heard in the last week by all these media companies going in saying that we're going to be a new Sunderland, we're going down. Now, you tell me, right? Do you think Vincent Kompany would be coming to Burnley if he thought, and he's not been promised, he's not been told up to his face, you're going to be given this amount of money. We have got this amount of money, proving it. I don't think he's a dumb bloke. He wouldn't come to Burnley thinking that we're going to go in financial ruin here. There's obviously things in place behind the scenes and protections in place that it's nowhere near as bad as what a lot of media companies are liking to think is. Kompany, I swear the guy literally has a fucking degree in business, for fuck's sake. Someone confirm. He has a master's in business. I'm pretty sure he would know about the finances of football clubs and how valuable they are. And this is the main thing as well, right? This is huge, not in terms of just changing the kind of perception of Burnley Football Club, in terms of trying to appeal to players, but most importantly, trying to even just keep players. So maybe a player that may think about going right now, like a Wout Weghorst, they see a Vincent Kompany come in, and you may say, yeah, but he's only he's a coach-hero at Man City, and that, he's not done anything as a manager to really prove himself to me. But I know that it's a cliche, but the aura, it means something. Steven Gerrard has it, Wayne Rooney has it, Frank Lampard have it. They just have that aura to them just by the fact that they are that man. They've been there, they've done it, they've won the biggest trophies other than UCL, but we ignore that, okay? It could be a project to not just the players that's already at Burnley, but for players that is also in maybe the Scott Twines of the world, that maybe thinking about what team would they want as their step up. Well, potentially they'll see a Vincent Kompany at Burnley, that Burnley should have a decent enough squad to be competitive in the league. I feel like that could be more appealing than if we got someone like, who else we were linked to? Carlos Carvajal. Okay, that was another link that we got to a lot as well. Now, of course, I'm seeing a few Belgian fans, and I will listen to them because they've been saying things like, look, I think that he's got a way to go, okay? He's a great player, but he's got a bit to learn to be a good head coach. Now, of course, experience is a thing which a lot of people want and desire, but how are you going to get experience without being given a chance to get experience? You know what I mean? I would be quite concerned if we stayed up in Premier League and got in Kompany. I'd be excited. However, I would have more concerns. But in the Championship, I think that he has a lot more leeway here to make a mistake or two, to learn almost on a job almost, because I think that he's not being thrown into the deep end in comparison to if he was in the Prem, in the Championship with what should be a fairly good, competitive side. If we keep the likes of Nathan Collins, that I think that we will, Dwight McNeil, that I think that we will, and the likes of, I think Corney's going, I think the likes of Weghorst is going, and who else may go? I'm not really too sure. Nick Pope, so far there's been really nothing, maybe a few names, maybe Josh Brownhill, but really for me, right now it's just Corney and Tarkowski's already going. Those are the main confirmed names. Now, of course, one or two may still go, and that'll be happening anyway, even without our loan that we took out. But I look at this, man, and I just, as a Burnley fan, like, looking from my perspective, man, I've gone through 9 years of Sean Dyche, which has been the amazing years of my life. Amazing years. Going through experiences that I never would have dreamed that I could have gone through, man. But just like anything that's amazing, there's a cut-off point where, like, it kind of loses its spark. It's like being in a marriage for like 9 years. Eventually, it does kind of get a bit stale because it is almost the same thing, almost every day, every week. It's a very same thing. It gets unpredictable in a bedroom. You know what I mean? Like that happens. A very weird comparison, but you get what I mean. With Sean Dyche at Burnley, sadly, it did get stale, and I love Sean Dyche to the absolute death of me, and he's given me the happiest memories of my fucking life. However, when it comes to like the next generation, you need something that's brand new, something that isn't just a like for like at times. Now that's why we've heard people saying, how about Chris Wilder at Burnley? It'd be a good like for like, has a kind of stern personality and the values and the fundamentals that he's got is similar to the kind of same school of thought of Sean Dyche, but yeah, has a bit more of an expansive and progressive style of play. And that probably isn't a bad idea. Now, because of course, how much change is too much change, because this would be a massive, and I mean a massive culture shift in the realm of Burnley, who's gone through 9.5 years of Sean Dyche having his fingers everywhere in every single pie possible when it comes to the transfer policy, when it comes to tactics and facilities and academy. Sean Dyche built it. He built the training ground with his with his mantras everywhere, with his aura everywhere of how everything's meant to be all structured. And of course, we have lost a good amount of coaches as well that left with Sean Dyche. There's that hole there that needs replacing. So I am gassed to have a brand new project to look forward to, because honestly, I don't think I can go with another like for like in the exact same way. I wouldn't say no to it if it was like a Chris Wilder, but having a person like a Kompany, which I feel like does have that potential in him, which I think that he is a leader of men, that he has the motivational skills. Does he have the actual coaching skills? From what I've learned from Anderlecht and from the Belgian fans that I know, saying that they think that he's done a decent job, but maybe not ready for Premier League. However, in the Championship, I think that'd be a good base point for him to take that next step up and not be thrown too deep into the deep end here. And for me, what really makes me happy, again, as I said before, is that this tells me that our financial collapse situation is nowhere near as bad as what people like to think it is, or like to say it is, because he would not be joining Burnley if he wasn't guaranteed X amount of money, guaranteed that this player could be coming in if you come to us, and that you can bring this guy in and this guy in, okay, and that this player could stay. If you want him gone, get him gone. I feel like he's not going to take this risk without being promised these kind of things, because he really, in his current situation, holds all the cards here. It really does. From far as I'm aware, that when he first joined Anderlecht, that they were in a bit of financial turmoil when he first joined. I don't know if they are still anymore, but from what far as I'm aware, they weren't in a good spot. They were 8th place, and he's done decent, as far as I'm aware, since he joined, to put them onto a good steady area here. Now, he's been working a lot with a lot of young players. Burnley's a very aging team. We need a completely new rebuild here. Try and keep some of the core players, such as the likes of Jack Cork, Ben Mee, Matty Vizeh is also looking at signing a new contract as well, I believe. Kind of core figureheads that will keep that same standards of work ethic that we have at a club, but we need to bring in some kind of quality and creativity out wide, bring some wingers, some strikers in, which he will probably have his own scout network that he will want to bring in, if it's from Belgium or from the Pro League or even from the likes of City. There's already going to be a guaranteed link, so like Liam Delap coming through the door. Yori for Sharon, 19 to I think 20-year-old now, that is like a Belgium talent. There'll be guaranteed links to players like him instantly. And by the time you see this, tomorrow, which should be on the Thursday, hopefully, he will be all but confirmed. We're going to see a bunch of sources. I want to show you a few more here, just so that you know that I'm not just going way overboard here. I'm just really going out there just to confirm. This is from Chris Borden, who is the prime Burnley journalist. Okay, this guy does not say anything unless he knows, okay? Like, this guy is not the kind of person which goes out of his way for easy clicks. When he says something, it means that there's a lot of weight behind it. And he says, no confirmation is end yet, but it appears a done deal. Anderlecht announcement imminent, which there now has been. He's now officially left Anderlecht on mutual consent, and Vincent Kompany is now set to be the new Burnley manager / head coach. This guy does not say these things without absolutely knowing, okay? Announcement tonight, nothing from this end, but told that it's done. That excitement, and maybe that excitement is maybe potentially like blurring my vision here. Maybe it really is blurring my vision in terms of like, but like, is it just because it's Kompany? And if it's because maybe it feels like a different manager with the same things that he's, the same experience, the same achievements that he's already got right now, but it was just another random guy, would I be as excited? And you know what? I probably wouldn't be, because I think that just having a guy like Vincent Kompany, just that itself should hopefully try to bring in something else, some sort of new players at the club, or try to keep some players, hopefully. I don't know, maybe I'm looking too much into it here. Tactically, Forest more is a 4-4-2, a much more fluid 4-4-2, which turns more like a free back in attack, and in defence it's a very more structured 4-4-2 that we usually are much more aware of. Defensively, Southampton they're quite decent in the Pro League. As I would most likely expect in the comments of this video, there'll be a lot of Belgian people, so please tell me down below what's your thoughts on Vincent Kompany. Am I an idiot? Am I really looking too far ahead?
Guys, where are you? I don't need you to start running 40 meters with the ball and handle everything yourself. I'm happy for you to score the goal, and I feel, but as well, you know, I want stability and structure and guys who are dependable no matter what the situation. You know, the highest high and the lowest low cannot be so big. Not for our main players, experienced players. Your best moment, you're a top player. And guys, this place is the place where we are honest.
I want to say a lot of things, but I said I don't say anything.
Please do say.
I know.
Do say. This is the place.
If you're gonna put me out on being dependable, like what you said.
What I said.
Dependable, serious.
I'm happy to self-reflect. If you go and self-reflect.
100%. I don't need to make 2 or 3 months. I know, but the only thing I wanted to do is to help the team.
Alright. So once I'm gonna say this, yeah. All these other guys, they didn't play every minute like you played.
I know.
Hold on. All these other guys didn't play every minute like you played. So towards you, in front of everyone, I have even more the right to say what I think, because every single time, you are part of the players who start every game. And you are not the only one, Wes. Trust me, it's actually not really about you. It's about us as a team, how we progress. You have to understand me as well. I try to understand you. You guys try to understand me as well, you know? I will take a bullet for you, no problem.
We will do the same for you on the pitch.
Yeah, okay, no problem. But I have to be able to say what I think in here, and I will always do so.
Of course, there's only so much that you can really take out of like a team talk, really. I mean, the thing is, like with his voice, it's kind of like weird that like it always stays. It doesn't really go like it doesn't shout, does he? He doesn't shout. Your thoughts down below in the comments here about Vincent Kompany to Burnley. Do you think it'll work out? Do you think that it's just a big shiny name, but there's no real substance to it? Feel free and tell me down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.